Hello there, you is listening to the Nerdy KP podcast, and I am your host, KP Sema. Now, this episode, I am going to be talking about my new racing wheel, the Logitech G920. This is an upgrade from the one that I got for Christmas, which was a PXN V90. I mean a V900. Which came with just the steering wheel and the pedals. It only came with the brake and the gas. Now the G920 on the other hand comes with the steering wheel itself with the pedals include the gas, brake, and clutch. And I got a separate, now it only comes with those as well, but I got the gear shift. It's a 7-way gear shift. So and the Logitech G shifter. All together that was like a little over 300. Because I got on discount on Amazon. Thank goodness. Memorial Day. Um oh, shout out to all the veterans and everyone who served. This is late, but that's when I got it because it was the memory. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them. But I love both steering wheels. I love them. And if you know me, you know I love the trucking games. I love games where I can just drive cars and stuff. So it is so much fun for me. Um, so I was excited to get it. And I'll be honest, when I first, because originally I was going to give myself the G920 and the shifter for Christmas, and I didn't. My mom got me the V900. And I was like, okay, good thing I didn't pay for it because then my mom's money would have went to waste. She could have returned it. But then a few weeks before, they came out with a new V900 with an updated steering wheel. It had an updated look. It was more precise to the in-game movements. And then I saw another model, and it was the V90. Yes, the V90, which comes with the wheel, the steering wheel, the pedals, including the clutch, and the gear shift. You think the 900 would be that one, right? Not the 90. You think it's kind of reversed, but I saw a lot of reviews that said it was not really good, and like the gear shift felt really plasticky and stuff. And like watching videos, I was like, no, that it doesn't look very sturdy. And so it was really debate. Then the discount came on. What's crazy with the Memorial discount is it was like 260. The Logitech G920. It was like 360 before Memorial Day sales. Then it moved to 399. I mean the 299 and then 289, like 286 or something like that. And I was like, okay, so you went up $30, then you went back like $13. Like it was really weird. I guess that's them tariffs. And but I was like very complaining, like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to cover my check, but I bought it and I waited like 3 days, bam, got it. And let me tell you something from the night I got it. I went several days, just kept on playing in games, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna do recordings of me playing with both wheels, and y'all determine which wheel is better just by it. Now, I am still a horrible driver in the game, don't get me wrong. So, but you can tell what it is and not the wheel. So, I'm gonna go over the differences between the two wheels. First, the main difference, I'm gonna do a video of it as well so you can see the visual. But the PXN, even though it's the cheaper, very entry level steering wheel, it's a lot more chunkier. So the base of it is hecka chunkier. Like it's very thick, and it's very like if I leave the steering wheel up, it's hard for me to look at the monitor with the steering wheel on the desk. But the Logitech 920, the Logitech G920, I mean, on the other hand, is very slim, is very trim, and I can look over it with no problem. at all. It's like really, and it really leaves more room on the desk for me to do stuff. So that's all plus to the Logitech. Like you would think the more expensive one would be a little bit more chunky and stuff like that. But one thing that makes it the PXN more chunky is the fact that it has a thing where it can go the full 900 degree or it can just do 270. So that's why it's a little bit chunkier because they have the thing where you can change which one it's set to. Um which honestly is kind of cool, but really isn't needed because, well, I'm gonna get to why it's not needed. We gonna get there. Um, and continuing with the base, I must say the Logitech G920 is so much better because it has like under it, it has like this, like it's where you can loop the cords through all organized and stuff, so cords aren't just streamed all over the place. Like it's comes in very handy for someone who just wants a quick setup and don't want to have to move cords here there. Um so yeah, that's the base of the thing is very, and I just want to go over the clamps. So the clamps for the PXN V900 is very huge. Like they're huge clamps. And they're very bulky and they kind of take up a lot of room. So if you got stuff sitting under where you sit under the main part of the desk, it's gonna take up a lot of that space, to be honest with you. But if you don't, then you know it doesn't matter. But the G920, let me tell you something. The clamps are so small, they're so precise, they hold tight. And it's so like when I tell you it adds so much space to the desk, it's easy to see over. Oh my goodness, it is so great. Now moving over to number two, the wheel itself. Okay, so the V900 is on a bungee cord system. So basically, if you were to move the wheel all the way to the 900 degree or 360 degree, it's going to turn right back to where it started. While the Logitech G920 is, if you move the steering wheel, it's just going to be still. It's just going to like, so wherever you put it, it's going to stay. Um, and so, and the biggest difference is, as I said, the V900 that is on a bungee cord system, which means it's gonna go back to where it started, while the G920 is on a force feedback system, which means it's going to react to the wheel is going to react how it would react with a real car. So while if I was to, let's say I had to stop the truck, and I'm playing ATS and I stopped the truck and the wheel slightly turned, and if I let go of the wheel on the V900, it's going to go back straight. But if I was to press the brake on the pedal, but if I was to press the brake, so and that's another, oh, we don't, oh my goodness, there's so much. Anyway, if I was to do the same thing on the G920, then the wheel would stop moving. And when I press the gas, it would continue moving. If I press the brake again, it'll stop moving. So it reacts to everything. So literally, when I say the simulation system, I'm gonna get to the simulation system. We're gonna get there. That's another thing. But just the wheel itself, I love the G920 so much. I love it so much. Okay, and one thing about the wheels is when you're playing driving games, you want to be comfortable with the steering wheel in your hand. You want to be able to be like, okay, I could do this for hours. With the V900, I couldn't do it for hours. I had to take breaks because at the top and at the bottom, it's like this hard plastic. It didn't have like this like pleather siding on the sides. But with the G920, it is full cowhide leather. Okay, if you are vegan or you don't like leather anything, then it's definitely not the steering wheel for you because they don't have a vegan leather version of it. So yeah. But when I tell you the G920 is so comfortable, the other day I was playing ATS and I took a 75-hour drive and I did like 20 hours like 2 days prior and then did the rest like 50 hour drive, which in the real world that's about 2.5 3 hours. So oh yeah, a long time. So realize I was playing the game for a long time. I wasn't even recording this. I wasn't recording or streaming it. I was just playing it. But I was so comfortable with it and it just felt like I was driving a real car. A real or rather a real truck. One thing the V900 did not give me was a real feel of driving a car. It gave me a simulated feel, like an arcade simulated feel. But when I was playing but now playing with the G920, let me tell you something. It feels like I'm so comfortable. Like I cannot get off, but I will switch from ATS to Forza real quick and just enjoy drifting around in Mexico. And it is just so, man, I cannot say enough, man. Like I've been looking at Logitech stuff so when I was 13, the first video game I ever knew of, like, as seen, was a game called City Car Driving, which I do got. I have to figure out how to customize to calibrate the wheel to the game because it's not really working for me on that game right at the moment. But let me tell you something. When I first saw that game, it was, I forget, this was before the G920. It was another Logitech wheel, and I wanted that one. It wasn't as souped up as the G920. I think G920 is about to be take out. I think it's like a G930 or something like now. Like that, I think that's the new one wheel there on there. If you can go to Logitech gaming and see. But I was like, okay, I definitely want this because anything that drive, like the reason I got GTA and some reason I got in Lego games because I want to be in the game where I could drive vehicles. Like if I could drive in the game, man, I'ma love it. So that's just something that I just, really got into. So anytime, I first got in it from there. I found out about ETS, and then I was like, okay, wait a minute, Euro Truck Simulator 2. And then not long after that, they had started early access for ATS, which is literally my favorite driving game of all times. I can play that game pretty much all day. Like it is so much fun to play. It really is. So I've always been partial to Logitech. I'll be honest. I've seen Thrustmasters and other, like lower brands. But first I had PNX, and I'm glad the first I had PNX in like a starter wheel, and it was a great starter wheel. Like Mom was like, it's a good starter wheel. I was like, yeah, it's a great starter wheel. And I've seen some reviews where they say the G920 and the PlayStation version of it. It's like, oh, these are great starter wheels. Starter wheels? Are you kidding me? These are literally the best wheels you can get. Okay, I can be honest with you. I've only used two ton of simulation wheels, and I must say the G920. Oh my, it has not disappointed me yet. It has not disappointed me yet. It feels so good. I literally feel like I'm driving a real vehicle in this, just, man. The third thing we're going to talk about is vibration. And let me tell you something. With the V900, it just vibrated. Like it was no specific reaction to like if there was a bump in the road, if you're going over a railroad, there was no specific vibration reaction to anything. It just vibrated. Like it would just shake the desk if I wasn't holding it. Versus the G920 where it wasn't a steady vibration. Like it would like give a like a vibrate. Like if you really were in a car and you had the steering wheel, it would feel like you were in the car where it was a slight vibration, but it wasn't like heavy vibration. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you could feel if you're going over the curve on the highway until like on the side of it, just to park on the side, where if you're going over a railroad, you could feel it in the wheel, and you could feel the weight of the vehicle in the wheel. You could feel the speed of the vehicle in the wheel. And I just love that simulation because it really brought you more and more into the world of the games. And it just made it so much more easy. It made it so easy just to just sit there and just play the game and just like, you know what, I don't even want to leave this game. It's like, okay, I need to start back writing. Like it really just brings you into it, and the vibration quality of the G920 is top notch. When I tell you it is top notch. Now, I can't go from other high end steering wheels and how much better it is than those. I'm not saying that it is, but for me, the quality is amazing. Number 4, I'm going to go with the pedals. Now, the V900, its pedals, they were very. I like that it had like a piece that kind of just helped it not slide and stuff. Um, Now as far as the pedals, it was only the gas and the brake. And for like games like ATS, that was kind of like a bummer because you really need like a clutch so you can shift gears properly. But I didn't even have a gear shift, so I used the paddles on the back. Um, which honestly, this should be I got to break and do a 2.1. I mean a 2.5 because the paddles, I'm telling you, on the V900, it kind of felt like if I pushed too hard, they would break. But they're still fine. They still work. It's just too plasticky for me. But with the G920, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It's full metal and it's so sturdy. And it has a heaviness to it. So that like, okay, and it's not like heavy, but it's like, it's secure. And it's so easy to push, and it's very quiet. It's very calm. The V900, it was so loud. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. But back to number 4. The pedals, honestly, with the V900, overall, like I've had to, even with the fixing of the dead zone to 0, it was still like I had to go a certain percentage to get it to move, and then I had to keep it at that percentage for it not to slow down. Like if I let out just slight bit, it would literally just slowly go. It would just go down to 0. Like it wasn't to where I could just, in like a real steering wheel, like just press it and just let off a little bit and it have a steady temperament. It wasn't like that. So that was annoying. With the G920 pedals, on the other hand, with the right dead zone configuration, I can literally just get it to the point where it needs to go, let off the gas a little bit so it stays at a steady mileage, and it does, and it's absolutely wonderful. I'm like, okay, this is really dope. Also, the V900, the way the pedals sit up, and my mom said this one time she was driving in the game, and she said the way the pedals are set up is very uncomfortable, and it's not like how it would be in a real vehicle. And it was very like I find myself arching my feet in an uncomfortable way. So when I would finish driving, the when I was finished driving for the time being, it would my feet would kind of hurt. But with the G920, the pedal set up like it would in an actual car, and it's very comfortable to have my feet moving the entirety of the game. Like I told you the other day, I played for like almost 4 hours in that game because I kept having to pause. But it probably would have just been 2.5, 3 if I didn't have to pause. But even with the pauses and everything, I was still comfortable driving with the game. Like it was very, very comfortable. Like I'm tell you, this steering wheel, the whole thing has a comfortable. I really, really enjoyed it. The G920. And don't get me wrong, the V100, the V900, it's still good. It's still good. I tell you, it's still good, but it doesn't really give a very comfortable ride, to be honest. Going on to number 5, and I can only go by this one product, but I'm gonna have to go and just talk about, because I gotta give y'all the feels on this shifter, the Logitech G shifter. Let me tell you something. It is. I love it. Literally, just it's not, man. You put it in. You just plug into the steering wheel and just go. Now, my only complaint for the shifter is that you can only use it with a Logitech steering wheel, and I read about this and I didn't realize it till I got it because um was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. It was last week that I got it. Wait. Okay, I have a bad memory. Don't judge me. But I got the shifter on a Wednesday. I got the steering wheel on no. Cuz it was set to come on a Wednesday. So I got the shifter on a Tuesday. And then I got the wheel on a Wednesday. Now, if I got the wheel first, I would have so much satisfied. They were supposed to both come on Wednesday, by the way. They were both supposed to come on Wednesday. But the shifter came on Tuesday. And let me tell you something, I still played the game with the V900, and I couldn't use the shifter because it literally has a type of prong that can only go into the G920. Now there is a way. People have found a way to where they've literally made a port extension that you can plug it into, and you can go into the USB of the computer or to the another steering wheel. But yeah, I wasn't even going to spend the money to do that because originally I was just going to get a P and neck shifter to go with the steering wheel, or just get a V90 Gen 2. But I was like, I'm gonna go all the way. Let me get the Logitech, and let me tell you something. I got my money's worth within the first day of playing with it. That investment came back so strong. It really did. It really did. When I tell you this man. But yeah, the back to the topic at hand. Number 5, the shifter. Let me tell you something. I pushed that clutch down, that pedal down, and I just shift. Boom, 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 boom. I set up where I wanted to go. And man, let me tell you something. It is so easy to shift, and it just really. The only thing I wish is like, so with the steering wheel, when you plug it in, so with the force feedback, it has like a separate input to go into a wall socket, and then you have the USB that goes into your computer or laptop. So it kind of stiffs up. So when you first get the Logitech wheel, is gonna be able just to move around freely. You plug it up to your computer, it's gonna get kind of stiff and kind of like the bungee cord ones, where if you move it, it's gonna move right back to center. But as soon as you get in a vehicle in the game, it's gonna move like a regular steering wheel. And depending on what vehicle and what game you play, it's gonna react different. So if it's a truck, it's going to be very heavy. It's going to be, and it's going to be, man, it's amazing. It's amazing the work they put into it. So that force feedback really does that. I just wish, and you're like, okay, you're going back over that. So I kind of had to go back over that to get to this point. I wish that force feedback existed in the shifter, because when you're in the trucks, it's gonna stall. If you shift without pressing clutch, it's going to do two things. It's going to grind gears and it's gonna stall. I wish now it does react. Now, don't get me wrong, it does react to certain things. Like if you shift up, shift down, it does react to that. But like, I want it to be where once it's in the game, it shouldn't be able to move without me pressing down the clutch. Just like the steering wheel won't let me do such and such if I don't do this. You know what I'm saying? I just hope if they have a new shift, if they come out with a new shifter, I would love for them, which actually they have, and it probably works that way. And it's a shifter and like an emergency brake thing. But that was way too expensive. That was like 300. I think that's like either 200 or 300 itself. I forget what that product is specifically called. But if that's what you're looking for, they do have that type of shifter. But and it kind of way it sits up. It's kind of like a Peterbilt, like a shifter that would be in like in a Peterbilt. You can move up and down for height and stuff. Um, like I think that would have. I think that does have the force feedback in it. But that's my only like really complaint about it. And I must say, last night when I was just messing around with it, the part where it shows you the gauges of where to put it, ready go in the first gear, second gear, brake, it felt like it might come pop off or something. And I hope it don't. But like it feels that way a little bit. So yeah, please hope that doesn't do that. But yeah, other than that, when I tell you this shifter is amazing, I do love how it sounds like a real car shifter. It really does. It really gives that feel. I think I done went over everything. All in all, I give the PNX V900 set, I give that a 7.5 out of 10 because it does not react precisely to the motions of the steering wheel. I forgot to go over this in the second one, but here's a bonus. And it was off balance, so when it was just sitting like straight, it would lean to the left, so I have to hold it to the right a tad bit to go straight. And it just wouldn't, it just refused to no matter how I configured the steering wheel settings in the games, it just wouldn't react to this, to a precise movement of the wheel. So it would either be an advanced or it would be behind. So yeah, that's why I give it that. And it just, and also the like how it really, the pedals were hard on my feet, the steering wheel was hard on my hands, it was very uncomfortable. I couldn't play the games long if I wanted to because it just was too uncomfortable. So that's what I give a 7.5 out of 10 and a B minus. I'm gonna be nice with the letter grade B minus. Now for the Logitech G920, I give an infinity out of 10. Because it of its precision to the steering wheel in game, how it reacts to everything in game, the vibration of it in game. I love the pedals because they are very comfortable. The thing in front of the pedals where you sit your feet, that's comfortable. Um, it's really is a very beautiful set. Um, for aesthetic quality, the XN V900 was not really, it wasn't attractive to the eyes, to be honest. So like these things really don't matter. But I'm just saying, like I wanted, but to be honest, it did the V920, the V900 didn't seem like it didn't give a real steering wheel look. But on the other hand, G920 gives a real steering wheel look. Like it looks like it could be a real steering wheel. And that's honestly what I wanted. It adds more to realism. It feels like a real steering wheel, just a bit smaller. But for the G920, I give it, as I said, infinity out of 10, A plus plus plus. Like there's so many good things about the steering wheel. It honestly is very pleasing in every way. If you're looking for a gaming wheel, please go get that. It's expensive. I ain't gonna lie. It broke my bank. It broke my bank. It broke my bank, y'all. It broke my bank. I gotta admit it. It broke my bank, but I'm back, and every dollar I spent on it, every dollar and cent I spent on it to get it here early, and everything, it was all worth it. I literally got my money's worth within less than 14 hours of having it. So I must tell you, it is really worth the money. It is really worth investing in. If you are a streamer or you like driving games, period, or if you just like driving games, if you like streaming and posting yourself, let's say doing deliveries in the truck driving games, or love playing Forza, that it's for you. It's for you. It's definitely for you. It configures with so many games. I'm still learning how to configure the in-game stuff to the wheel. I literally just configured Forza 5 to it like 2-3 days ago, and I've been having fun in there so much. I found a configuration video on YouTube. So yeah. And I think that's all I have to say for this episode. I didn't think it was gonna be this long. I honestly didn't think it was gonna be this long, to be honest. Please let me know your thoughts if you're a gamer, loves vehicle based games, or anything like that in the comments. Please hit me up on the Nerdy KP on Instagram. Be watching out for the YouTube, because I'll be releasing videos of me making drives, in Forza, and doing deliveries in ATS. I'm gonna figure out how to do the configuration for ETS too, so I can start playing that. But yeah, like, also checking me out on TikTok at KP SEMA, and Facebook at KP SEMA as well. And I just hope that it has enlightened somebody on this type stuff, if you don't know anything about it, because I'm brand new to it. I've been following this stuff for years, but this is my first time actually experiencing it, and I've had some excellent experiences, and it's just so great. But y'all, please be blessed. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. I hope y'all have an amazing day, and that something about this brought a smile on your face. Much love to y'all, and we're gonna keep on nerding on.